I'm Todd Runyon with Runyon & Sons Roofing, and today we're on one of our job sites where we'll be installing the CertainTeed Integrity Roof System. This homeowner will benefit from years of service with the extended 5-star warranty, and they're installing the Presidential Shake, which is going to add a tremendous amount of curb appeal to their home. In this video, we'll walk you through from start to finish and show you exactly what that entails.
Going up because too many of these lined up.
Well, first we make sure that all of our foremen pass the master shingle applicator test through CertainTeed. And we actually offer rewards programs for anyone below a foreman that passed that test as well. Last year was the first year that we actually required all of our foremen and lead roofers to pass an OSHA 30 safety course. It's important to protect our guys and make sure that they understand what their job is, but also how to maintain and be productive while being safe. Yeah, the tear-off process is extremely important. Getting down to a clean deck means taking away all the shingles, the felts, and the flashings, making sure that there's no rot in the plywood, making sure that there's no delamination in the plywood. All of these things will help to make sure that when the roof system is put back together, it won't cause any more problems down the road. There's a few other items that we also take into account where we can pop a piece of the wood up and look into ventilation and make sure that there's no blockage from insulation, which again can affect the long-term lifespan of the roof. Property protection, making sure that the shrubs are protected, making sure that that any items on the deck or the property are moved out of the area so that they can't get broken. Yeah, the Equipter is an amazing piece of equipment that we started using, I believe, about 2 or 3 years ago. The Equipter is a self-contained mobile dumpster. So we put down plywood and then it allows us to drive on the property. The piece of equipment telescopes up to the roof edge and then the doors open so that it gives us an area to tear off without having to double move the items, and also being more conscious of property protection because it raises up and then moves in so there's no sliding debris that can hit the grounds or hit the bushes or things like that. So this piece of equipment has become not only a back saver for our guys, but a lifesaver for property protection on all of the jobs that we use it. The importance of a really good underlayment system can really make or break the roof. So when we are installing any of our 5-star roof systems, we use the synthetic diamond deck surface and either the WinterGuard HT or the WinterGuard leak barrier, or ice and water shield as a lot of people may refer to it. The diamond deck, as you can see, covers a large portion of the balance of the roof, and the WinterGuard is installed in the problem areas. So down along the gutter edges, at all of the sidewall penetrations, around any chimney or stack penetrations, underneath valleys. We always try to make sure that it's the full length of the valleys. We know that if we can get this portion of the roof right, that the roof as a whole, once it's completely finished and the shingles go on top of it, will be watertight and will last for a long time. It's important to wrap that sidewall to make sure that we guard against any type of snow or ice that's going to sit and get lodged up against there, or also wind-driven rain that can get behind the siding. By wrapping the ice and water shield up the wall, we can make sure that we create a watertight barrier there, even more so than what flashings would do. The important piece of this that you can see though is that we took the siding down in order to make sure that we got it up far enough, because we don't want that chance of snow and ice to build up higher than that piece and be able to get down behind it. That's when you can start to get leaking. We do a little bit of a different eave detail. First, we start by removing the gutters. We find that in order to get the ice and water shield over that fascia board far enough to make sure that we stop any problems, the gutters have to come down. Okay. So what we do is we actually take an 18-inch piece here and we wrap this over the fascia. So we cut the 3-foot section in half, and then we'll put a piece of gutter apron that we actually shop fabricate to the correct pitch over the top of that. And then from there, we'll run full courses of ice and water shield up the roof line. In any roofing project, the flashings are a vital part of the puzzle to make sure that the roofs won't leak. These are areas where 2 roofs might come together, or a wall junction may come together, or a chimney may be installed in the roof. Anywhere where there's a hole in the roof is where a flashing needs to be installed. The valleys are one of those areas that we see where 2 roofs come together that can be the most common leak areas because things tend to sit in them or can get backed up underneath. So we take an approach where we install a full 36-inch sheet of winter guard underneath the entire length of the valley before we install our metal. Once that's down, we'll install our metal over the top and then strip in the outside edges to make sure that that area is protected. In our climate, we always prefer an open valley versus the weaved valley. So our pipe penetration details, we realize this can be a source of leaking if water gets, in between the pipe, can leak down into the interior of the building. So we really want to make sure that we give ourselves a big surface of protection. So we actually take a piece of the full winter guard, and in this case the winter guard HT, cut it to a significant portion, almost 2 feet around the entire perimeter, and then we wrap the pipe. So we'll actually cut a hole, slip it down over the pipe, seal that down, and then the underlayment goes back over the top of that, giving us a real protection piece here, almost a double course of protection. Then we'll reflash this pipe boot. We use a copper flashing sleeve that will actually utilize a soldered piece down here, and it'll wrap all the way up over the sleeve, and we'll crimp that into the pipe to make sure that we can't ever get water coming onto the inside. When installing a new roof, it's important to make sure that your ventilation system is correct. An adequate and proper airflow system will help to exhaust hot air in the summertime and cold, humid air in the wintertime. On this application, we're utilizing a completely vented intake soffit in order to achieve the ventilation requirements. As you can see, we've finally reached the phase in the project where we're ready to start installing the shingles. The great thing about working with CertainTeed is the wide variety of shingles that they offer. The shingles that we're installing are the presidential shake. They're made to mimic the look of wood shakes. But CertainTeed also offers a variety of shingles that might look like slate or even your more standard dimensional shingles. The wide variety of colors are also great for homeowners. And because we follow the installation instructions set forth by CertainTeed, we're able to offer the extended 5-star warranty and understand that this roof will last for years to come. The great thing about installing an integrity roof system is when we're finished, we walk away knowing that the product isn't going to leak, it's going to last, and that the homeowner is going to be really happy with the outcome. In fact, more often than not, when we finish a home in any development, we end up getting more and more referrals from that same location.